I'm Mike Dubisch. I'm an artist of fantasy, the macabre, H.P. Lovecraft, of course, Lovecraftian themes. I'm here with my magazine, Forbidden Futures, in which we take my wildest artwork and we go to our favorite authors and we ask them to write original short fiction based on my work. So we're on issue 5, which features my graphic novel, The Crypt Kid. So I've been coming to H.P. Lovecraft Film Fest for years. I've missed a few, so I'm back for the first time in a few, and just having a great time watching great independent films and hanging with my best friends in the world and just having a great time. Okay, so the question I've drawn is, how do you know when it's finished? Since I am primarily known as an illustrator, I'm going to talk more about the craft of picture making and how I know when that image is finished. Now, one way I'm going to answer this question probably as an instructor first, to say, so how do you know when it's finished? How do you, the viewer watching or any other artist watching, how would I recommend you know it's finished? And the way is, of course, that you should work in a series of your craft should be able to be broken down into phases or stages. And so, of course, you know that you're close to finished if you've done all the stages. And at that point, you at least have that as a measure of, have I done a sufficient amount of work? And what I find most helpful about this is because you often don't know when to stop. And so it's important to say, okay, this phase is of the labor is finished. So I can set that aside and come back to it and make a decision whether it's actually finished or does it need some additional finishing touches. And then those finishing touches can be approached independently instead of in the sort of the momentum of working to a finish. So for me, I really like that. I like giving myself time to reflect on a piece. I like working in stages. So for me personally, that's how I approach it. And then there's certain other moments. I have to, when I look at a piece and it's at that moment I sort of ideally, even though it's my own piece, I should get this piece out and kind of fall into it and believe in the reality of the piece, even though I know that I constructed it out of this multi-phase process. On some level, I feel it suddenly the way as if I was encountering another artist's piece. If I can suddenly feel that I'm in that world, then I know that I'm done or close to done. There's usually a moment where, at some point in the process, where I recognize what's working or what's finished and what isn't working or is unfinished, and recognize the merits and if necessary, whatever, the not merits of each image, the places where it's falling short. So if I can be honest with myself about what's working and what isn't, then I can get closer to my goal of finishing it much faster. So that's that moment I'm looking for, and then the moment where I fall into it and believe in the piece, or at least believe in it enough to see what I need to do to bring it to that next level where it sparkles and feels right. And then ideally I may put it away and check it again and see, okay, did I really do it? Did I get it? Did I get it there or not? Or does it need, does it need a touch more? But that's what I'm looking for.
Hi, this is Edward. If you've enjoyed this episode of The Creative Draw, please like and share it. If you like what we're doing, please subscribe to our channel and be sure to set notifications on. If you want early access to The Creative Draw and access to behind-the-scenes fun, please subscribe to us on patreon.com/hellbendermedia. Now, take a deep breath. You are awesome. Thank you for joining us.